got back from the gym and I'm so freaking sweaty. That felt really good though. I finished with 30 minutes of cardio. I was getting into running right before I got sick, but now after being sick, like I've noticed that my cardio isn't even as good as it was, which is kind of weird. Like I found myself getting really winded really quickly. So I'm just doing some light cardio up until I get my cardio back in order. So yeah, but now I'm just gonna shower and get ready for the day. I think I want to work at a coffee shop. I checked out a spot last week with my friend Bianca, and it was so cute on the inside and everything's organic. Like I think everything is organic from what I saw on the menu. Mostly all of their food was organic, which I loved. So I think I'm going to work there today, and I'm honestly excited because I haven't really like taken myself on a date like that in a bit. I know it's not even like a date, you know, like we're just going to a coffee shop, but I haven't like just sat down with myself at a coffee shop or a restaurant or anything in a very long time. So I'm excited to have a little moment with myself and to get some work done. I literally don't have the patience to blow dry my hair fully every day. So I just do what I can and then it air dries the rest. I don't know why I feel so tired this week, and I really wanted to feel super motivated and like ready to get stuff done. But I don't know, I feel like, I mean, obviously I was sick last week, but I honestly think I might do like a heavy metal detox or don't know, like maybe even a parasite detox. I've had brain fog since before I was even sick. So I feel like, I don't know, intuitively I feel like I need to do like a parasite detox or a heavy metal detox. I honestly don't know, and I've been learning a lot about mold lately, and our last place was brand new, so I guarantee it didn't have mold, but this place is also new and I don't think it has mold. But the last place that I lived in California definitely had mold. I had like mold in my windowsill, I had mold in the bathroom. I would prioritize like cleaning it, and I would take the time to like wipe everything down, but even then I feel like my asthma would be bad afterwards, so that's obviously not good. So I don't know, maybe I need to do a mold detox. I definitely also need to get my hormones tested because hypothyroidism runs in my family, as well as endometriosis. So I know that I need to like prioritize getting my blood tested, but it's just like gets a little frustrating because obviously I want to see a functional doctor and have them look over my hormones and everything, but it's not covered by insurance, obviously. And usually conventional doctors don't really read your chart that thorough and in a way where it's like, oh, you're normal. You know, they'll look at your chart and say, oh, that's normal. But on a functional medicine perspective, it's not normal. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm probably going to make an appointment and get my labs done anyways, just by regular doctor because it's covered, just to see what it's like, and maybe I can just take my results and bring them to another doctor and see what they have to say. So yeah, we're gonna see. I have such a bad habit of wearing the same clothes every single day, but I'm trying to sell off a lot of my clothes right now. I use Depop and Curtsy and Mercari a lot. That's where I honestly buy a lot of my clothes, especially like name brand stuff if it's like more expensive in the store. And honestly, you can find some really good stuff on there and for really cheap, and it's like in really good condition. So it's like, why would you pay full price, you know? So I'm gonna be posting a lot more of my clothes on all of those. I'll link them below because I really do need to get rid of a lot of my stuff, and I just need to like clean out and purge a lot of my old clothes. I have so much, and I always tell myself, oh, I'll wear it like if I go here, but it's like I never end up doing anything, so I just need to get rid of it, you know? I'm honestly debating just making a matcha here. I just love my matcha so much, and when I go to coffee shops, it's never the same. And the place that I'm gonna go today to work, they have matcha, and honestly I don't even know if it tastes good because I tried it last week and I haven't had my taste back, so I don't know, maybe it is good, but it wasn't as green as my matcha. So I think I might just make a matcha here and then get like another tea there. They honestly have like a bunch of different teas, so I might get like a chai or something fruity, or maybe I'll just get another matcha. We'll see. But I'm definitely gonna get food because I'm hungry right now. I haven't eaten there yet, so we're gonna see, but it's all organic, so I'm excited. I just made my matcha. I feel so stupid for making a matcha right before I'm about to go to a coffee shop because this place does have matcha, but like I just don't want to be sad, you know? I don't want to be disappointed. I was over listening a conversation at the coffee shop. It's honestly hard to like miss it just because of how loud they were, or at least one of the people that were sitting there. But I could just tell like the relationship dynamic was so off, and that I felt really bad for the other person that was sitting. It was like a friend, it seemed like, and they were sitting eating together, and there was one guy that was just talking about his life the entire time. And something that like I honestly have been learning, especially this year, is that it's important to have friends that actually ask you about your life and they ask you questions and they actually give a shit about what you're doing and what you're up to, and they don't just talk about themselves the whole time. This also goes for, you know, relationships and literally anybody in your life. Like, it's important to have people in your life that really care. But yeah, they were just talking about, you know, there was just one guy that was just talking about so much like drama and just like what's going on in his life. And yeah, so I don't know, this is just a reminder to make sure you surround yourself with people that care. I am home now, but I needed to clean my shoes because when I was walking home, I stepped, like, it looked like the building was leaking concrete. I like noticed a few of them, so I was like stepping over them, and one of the construction workers was like yelling at me. He was like, watch out, but I like was watching where I was walking, but there was one last puddle that I just did not see, and I have concrete all over my shoes and my pants, so I'm washing them now. My boyfriend isn't coming home till like later today, same with tomorrow too. Has like a work thing that he's going to tonight, so it's just gonna be me tonight, having a little, you know, quality time with myself kind of day, which is nice. Really proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone a little bit and recording. As I recorded the previous clip, there was people walking by like staring at me like I was a weirdo, and there was one last guy. Because I ended up stopping at a corner to talk because I was just getting out of breath and there was nobody around. I just felt really comfortable, but I was sitting at this corner talking to the camera, and this guy came out of nowhere, like right behind me, and he just like stopped, and like I thought he was gonna cross the street, you know, because I was right on the corner. There's no cars, and he was just standing there like he was about to cross, but instead he was just watching me. And I was like, hi. But yeah, it was a little awkward, but then I like stopped talking and I shut the camera off. But I was honestly done talking like right when he came up, and so I turned the camera off and I just started walking, and then he crosses the street right behind me, and I was like, oh my gosh, are you just watching me be a dummy or what? I just went to the mail and I got a package that I'm so excited about. I honestly am absolutely obsessed with all of Organic Livia's products. It's not sponsored. I'm not like affiliated with Organic Livia at all. I just seriously believe in all of her products so much. I remember one of the first ones that I started taking was her liver juice, which I actually got again. And I loved it so much. Like, I really did notice a difference just in my skin and energy and honestly so many things. So I'm excited to start taking it again. And I also ended up getting her new Gluco Bitters, which I'm so stoked about. She just came out with this, and honestly listening to her podcast really enlightened me on the importance of blood sugar control and insulin resistance and just literally all of those things, and like glucose spikes and all of that, how important it is with aging, energy, longevity. Literally it affects every part of your life, as well as building muscle and making sure you're eating enough protein. So I'm honestly really excited to try this. You're supposed to take it, I believe, before meals, especially high carb meals. Everything else is gonna make a bigger difference. So like making sure you're eating enough protein at every meal, like prioritizing protein over everything else, obviously keeping it balanced, but protein is so important. And especially with eating like high carb meals, you're always gonna wanna pair it with like a veggie and a protein and a fat. So yeah, it's been like, I've honestly seen such a big difference. And same with lifting weights, you know, building muscle is so important. And they've actually done studies now that show that lack of strength training and like building muscle and just having a good muscle tone is actually can be linked to Alzheimer's and memory issues and obesity, obviously, and diabetes, and so many things. So it's been really interesting learning about that. Also, not having stable blood sugar also affects your hormones. So, you know, especially as women, balancing our hormones is so important. You know, when we talk about having acne or cramps or just painful periods or heavy periods, like none of it is normal, and we're all capable of healing our bodies as long as we give our bodies the tools that it needs to have balanced hormones and balanced cycles. So yeah, I honestly just feel really grateful that I have gone down the path of holistic healing, and I know what my body is capable of now. And I honestly don't have a victim mentality when it comes to my health anymore, which I feel so grateful for, because I remember when I was struggling with acne growing up and heavy periods as well. I started my period when I was 8, so you can imagine like how hard that was going through, and actually starting my period when I was in elementary school, which is literally insane. And I guess it's actually like a normal thing now because of our environment and how many toxins that we're exposed to every day, and the chemicals that are in our food, and just everything. There's so much that goes into it. So it's honestly crazy that, you know, little girls are starting their periods so young. And back then when I started when I was 8 years old, people weren't starting their period till like 13, 14. So it was definitely a shock for me, and definitely a huge adjustment to basically become a woman at age 8. So yeah, I started getting acne when I was in elementary school. I had little bumps all over my face, and it ended up like getting gradually worse. I remember going to like so many different dermatologists, like wondering what I can do to improve my skin. And instead of the doctors asking, you know, what are you eating? What is your lifestyle like? They would prescribe me antibiotics. And then I also ended up getting put on birth control when I was pretty young. And yeah, it just kind of snowballed into that. And my last option was Accutane, and that ended up not working out, which I feel so grateful I didn't end up going that route. And I'm so thankful my mom didn't let me do that, because it was a whole thing. I think I probably had talked about that whole story on another video, but yeah, like going through that whole time, going through that part in my life was kind of a struggle just because I definitely did feel like a victim, you know, like these doctors were trying to help me and they were giving me medications and things that were going to help the external creams and all of that, but no one was asking me about my diet. So now, knowing what I know about health and what our bodies are capable of and what they actually need, like we're not deficient in birth control and all these external things, we're deficient in nutrition, and also stress has a huge impact as well. This is the other thing that I got, the liver juice. I've been wanting to try her main magic. I heard that is also really great. Honestly, all her products are so good, but I'm actually gonna take some of this right now. I want to make dinner right now. I'm honestly not even that hungry, but I'm like, I don't want to be eating super late, but we don't really have a whole lot. I mean, I have like ground turkey and stuff prepped, but I think I'm just gonna make some tuna, which is really boring, but this is a really good brand of tuna. It's wild caught, which is amazing, and I honestly am just a huge fan of this brand. So this has like 30-ish grams, 33 30.
Have you ever had a dream that you
30 to 35 grams of protein in it. So I'm just gonna make this, mix it up with some Chosen Foods mayonnaise, and that's gonna be my dinner. I know it's kind of like not a balanced meal, but I've honestly been on such a big tuna kick lately, and it's honestly not a bad thing. Tuna's good for you. Fish is really good for you. But the only thing you need to worry about with fish is mercury. So that's the only downside, especially with bigger fish. So yeah, the bigger the fish, the more mercury the body is going to contain. So like sardines and oysters and like the little, I guess oysters aren't even a fish, but the little fish you don't really have to worry about. It's the bigger fish that you do. And this is the mayonnaise that I use. It is super clean ingredients and I'm just a big fan of it. All the other mayonnaise has like canola and soybean oil, and I'm sure there's other brands that are clean, but I really, really like this brand. I know I'm gonna be so hungry still after I eat this, so we're just gonna roll with it.